been using OzBargain for like ever since I was like 15 years old or something. So cool to see the man behind it.
Honored to have you as a user for that long. Every November, we are running kind of a meetup event. 2014, we spent about more than 50K for sponsor all the events
What's the main way you've monetized OzBargain?
to display links. If you don't have any ad blocker and you come onto OzBargain and you can see banner advertisement, that's probably the majority of our revenue. I would say maybe around 70%. So we have a daily newsletter, 160,000 email
Wow.
subscribers. At the end of the day, we are sending 500, 600,000 emails a day.
Wow. Why are people trying to sue OzBargain?
They want to take some content down. McDonald sent us a lawyer's letter saying that we cannot show any McDonald logos or anything that resemble a Big Mac, but we haven't been sued yet.
Did you have any brands or companies reach out for a possible acquisition of the brand and the company?
I think maybe 1,000 different requests over the years of people
Whoa.
who are interested in OzBargain. I'm not finishing OzBargain yet, so I'm probably not interested. I always thought the cryptocurrency is just a fake. I was given a fraction of Bitcoins back then by one of my clients. Instead of giving away Christmas gifts, they said, everyone gets some Bitcoins. I just put it into a wallet somewhere. And now it's worth quite a bit.
Thank you so much for your time and thank you for booking this in. I've been using OzBargain for I think ever since I was like 15 years old or something. So it's probably been like 10, 11, 12 years now. So it's so cool to see the man behind it. Yeah, I guess that's a bit of context on how I discovered you, Scott, through OzBargain.
Honored to have you as a user for that long.
I guess, how did OzBargain even come to be? What started it? Why did you think of creating it?
Yeah, so it was so this year. This is the 20th year. So that OzBargain's been operational. But prior to that, I think it was around 2005 that I start a blog. So if you've been on internet at around beginning of 2000, so I mean all the way to middle of 2010, blogging was a big thing back then. So a lot of independent media, a lot of people writing what they have done. I mean, similar to vlogging these days. So I had a few blogs myself, and back then I'm also helping out with some international students. So they came from all over the world to Sydney to study, and a lot of them don't know where to buy things. And I mean, some of them complain how expensive Australia is. Well, it is expensive compared to some of the home countries, but there are ways to find cheaper stuff. So that's how OzBargain, the blog started. So it was originally called OzBargain blog. So basically, I was posting information on where to get cheap things or where there's a discount. Say, 20% off from this shop. Yeah, things like that. And after about a year, it started growing readers, and so the outside of my group of people I work with, a group of friends. So people start sending me deals that, can you share this deal? I found this deal. Can you post it on your blog? So that's the point. I was working full time back then. So as a software developer. So the lazy me think, I don't want to post all these deals on behalf of other people. Why don't I just create a platform so that they can post themselves? So I think it was in the middle of 2000s, 2005, say the big sites back then were big, and Reddit was just sort of started. So those are the sites that sort of people sharing their content, and then people can vote up and down based on whether they like or dislike the content. So I was creating OzBargain in a similar fashion. So yeah, people can share the deals, and then people can vote up and down depending on whether they like the deals or not. So that was November 2006. That's when OzBargain started. So I created the site and then say, don't send me deals. Here's the website. You go and share the deals yourself. So that's how it started. And And then after a few years, it grew to a point. I said, well, maybe I would quit my job and then just run this full time. So that was beginning of 2011. So at the time, I was working for the same software company I've been working for about 10 years. And yeah, so I thought maybe I'll do something else. So I quit that job and then just focusing on running OzBargain full time. So ever since then, we have right now I have six other staff, and yeah, so it's pretty much my full-time gig for the past 15 years.
Wow. The six other stuff, are those things that are new and came from within the recent years? Or are they also like 10 plus years old?
I mean, they're all pretty much OzBargain users themselves. So I hired my first employee when I sort of went full time with it. So there's another person who I knew from my previous work, and yeah, decided not to take a break as well. So I said, oh, well, why don't you come and work for me at Volkswagen? So that was one of the developer, and all the others. So I recruited from the community. Normally, those who have been very helpful in the community, who has been uh, sort of helping out with moderations and getting things right, basically. So most of my staff are moderators or community managers whose jobs are sort of looking through the deals and making sure the formats are correct, making sure that things are in the right order, making sure all the details are correct. And also that we do a lot of investigation work as well. So new users posting the deals and go, oh, this sounds a bit suspicious. Is the person affiliated, or trying to figure out people commenting, placing products, and then I run some of the things in the back end to suss out possible issues, and then the moderator will go in and investigate if something gets flagged. So where maybe these are two people are coming from the same IP address or having similar email address. Yeah. So they will figure out, because soft pocketing is something that we really try to prevent. That's when someone who's affiliated with a product, with a brand, or with a store. So I'm an employee of this store, and I come in to Volkswagen and say, "Oh, I just stumbled upon this deal somehow, and here's why." So someone who is not really truthful in terms of sharing the deal, someone try to pretend they are a customer, or try to pretend they are just a passerby, someone who just happened to come across the deal, but in fact they are actually should declare themselves as an employee or as an associate. So we're trying to suss those one out, and then sometimes we need to apply penalties. Sometimes we need to reflect the deals. Yeah, so that's not many the job of my employees. They are clean and also responding to issues from coming up on the community. Yeah.
Wow. Talking about that, I do see like reoccurring companies that are consistently posting, whether it's shop back, cash rewards, or top cashback. Is it everyday people posting those deals, or is it like an employee of the company?
Yeah, so you can see from the deals. So if you come to Osborne and you saw the deal, and then you can see the username right next to the deal. And if it has a blue background to say an associate or a rep, then we know that this person is associated with the deal. So they have to declare themselves when they do deal posting. They have to declare, I'm associated with this brand or with this store. If they don't, and then if later on when we try to investigate and then find out that they are lying or they are not disclosing their association, then they might get penalized. Yeah. So, but I mean, yeah, it is true that sometimes some of the store they comes out a lot on the Volkswagen homepage, like as you said, the shopback deals, top cashback, shopback. Yeah, a lot of them are posted by Volkswagen users, and I think one reason was that because the voting somehow becomes I mean, we can call it internet currency. People want to get popular, it became a popularity contest. So they know that if a deal coming out from top cashback might get me more votes, then more people might be interested in posting this in those deals. Yeah, and the cashback deals normally benefit a lot more people because they are not locked into a specific product, but applies to entire store. So it's probably more useful.
I see. And how does the, I guess, algorithm work? Like when someone posts a new deal they saw on AliExpress, how does that get discovery to then get upvotes to then eventually go onto the homepage? Because I only ever go onto the homepage, so I always wonder like how did these deals rank here? Because I never look at new deals.
Yeah, but there are people who are looking at new deals, and we also have a live page which refreshes whenever someone voted or commented or posted a deal. So there are some people who want to see the new deals sort of seconds after they get posted. Yeah, so you can see that on the new deals page, or you can keep tracking on the live page, which the new things just keep on refreshing itself. And once you get enough votes, it has a potential to get onto the homepage. So homepage is similar to, I guess, to the homepage algorithm of Reddit. So there's a score associated with each of these, not just the votes, but also the posting time. So the older the post is, less score it gets. Yeah, so you will see that all the deals that comes up, and more votes you need, the older the deal it is in order to get onto the homepage.
Mm. And Scott, has it been stressful running OzBargain over the last 20 years, especially, when you have a family, kids, mortgage? Yeah, has it been stressful?
I think the stress, I as you say, I mean, there are other things that are stressing people out. Family, financial stress. So I guess at different point of time, I might have different stress. At the beginning, when I just start off OzBargain, it wasn't sort of having lots of financial burden, and then I'm starting something new that might not generate enough revenue for me because the company I worked for previously, it was a startup that somehow got so at that time I am sort of already financially secure, but their families and other things is stressing me out, especially when Volkswagen started. I can There are times I can spend many hours trying to get things to work, trying to get sites up and running. So the stress comes out is rather some of the stress are continuous. So the stress of bringing in more traffic, making the site relevant, bring in enough revenue because now we have people to support, have multiple staff. But right now, I think the stress are more of individual events. For example, Monday we got the servers goes up and down because of the amount of traffic coming from the boats. And I'm the technical person, so I'm responsible for making sure that things are staying up. At the beginning, there was one incident. So my parents live in Queensland. So when the kids were young, maybe 15 years ago, we used to drive up to the Gold Coast and come back. And there was once my wife was driving, and I am on the passenger seat. And then again, message saying that we are getting DDoS, distributed denial of service attack. So I was putting up my laptop, and my wife was driving on the Pacific Highway at 110k per hour, and I'm trying to fix up Volkswagen, and that was a bit stressful. And we have other type of stress that we haven't been sued, but we've been getting a few documents from the lawyers, threatening documents. So I mean, those are the kind of stress that kind of stress. But financially, I think we are running quite a lean company, so itself is going to the stage that at the point I say, oh well, I think we have enough, so I'm not too stressed about the finance anymore, which is a good thing for me now. Yeah.
With the business model of OzBargain, is there like a flywheel effect? Is there like a sort of funnel where over time it just gets more and more stronger? For example, in Amazon, the more product selection they have leads to more customers, which leads to more sellers, which lead to more product selection, which leads to more buyers, which lead to more sellers, and it sort of just exponentially will grow over time, and that's the flywheel effect Amazon created, and now they have this massive moat that people can't get into the market. What's the structure of OzBargain like?
Yeah, I would say something similar. So, I mean, Amazon is not, I mean, the growth is not infinite because, I mean, it's limited to the size of the market, right? So they came to Australia in the mid 2010s. So back then, eBay was dominating, and Amazon, Australia came here and starting with pretty much nothing. And I remember back then we used to shop a lot in Amazon US because the AUD was strong back in 2011, 2012. So when Amazon AU launched, it was trying to compete with eBay. But 10 years later, right now, you can see that Amazon is big, but they also have a limit because, I mean, Australia is 27, 28 million people. And right now, I think, yeah, they are still trying to, I don't think they have reached all the market yet. But at the same time, they still have there's still a limit there. So Amazon will be trying to expand to more markets, to more countries. Yeah, so I think when OzBargain first started, we are a small nobody community, and what we are trying to do is, I mean, I guess the ultimate goal is that for all the Australian shoppers to know about this resource, to know about OzBargain, also to participate in this community. I don't think we'll ever get there, but at the same time, I think those who are interested in shopping or interested in finding bargains in Australia have at least heard of or have used the OzBargain website as well. So it was going exponentially, but it was going exponentially in the beginning, but we sort of hit the plateau, yeah, a few years ago when we think the people who want to know about finding bargains probably have already heard about OzBargain. And right now it's just that, oh, well, I mean, the market's still expanding. There's still more people coming to Australia, or the population itself is still growing. And yeah, there are also more people who are discovering OzBargain, but the growth is not, yeah. So yeah, I'll say the growth is not infinite, but we are sort of our traffic has been going up and down for the last couple of maybe last 3 or 4 years.
Scott, why do you think people use OzBargain for such a long time? People like myself, is it like an addiction? Why do people not drop off? Like you seem to, most social media platforms, most websites, it goes up and it goes down, but you guys sort of held.
Yeah, I think that depending on the users, I guess everyone has their own story why they continue to use those bargain. First of all, at least I'm hoping that it is useful for the bargain hunters, either to find out what the latest bargain is, where the deals are, and also as a tool to do research. So they can say, I mean, this is the product I'm interested in. They can put in the product names into the search box, and they can find the previous discussions on that particular product. So and the price history, etc. So at least I'm hoping that OzBargain itself is useful for the bargain hunters. But at the same time, yeah, it is more than just research and bargain tracking website, but we have become a community that we have a forums that people discussing all different kind of things and people helping each other in the forums. Some people would think, I mean, sometimes you get rude responses, and sometimes people are not helpful, but at the end, it is a community. So you stay back not because they are useful, but because you're part of the community, you're part of the family in that sense. People sort of knew each other. And in some instance, they actually have met each other. So we've been running, so every November we are running kind of a meetup event, except for last year. So previously we sponsored all the meetup events. So we pay we basically go out to the community, say, okay, anyone can put their hands up and say, I want to organize a meetup event in a restaurant somewhere. And then we host a event page and people can sign up. And then people go there, have a meal and chat, and then we'll pay for the cost. Yeah, so we've been doing that for a few years. So we started sort of just before COVID, and then and for 2024, I think we have 20, 30 events all across Australia in different cities. Yeah, people have actually met each other and put in the username to faces. And so, oh, you're that guy, that guy. Yeah. So it became a community, and people want to stay in the community and then talking to the people they know. So those are no longer just pseudo usernames. They actually real person behind those usernames. Yeah, we sort of stopped that last year because of the cost. So 2014 spent about 50K for sponsoring more than 50K for sponsor all the events, and then people get free t-shirts on top of that as well. So last year was year 19, and we thought, oh, maybe, well, if people are interested in meeting each other, you can organize one, and we'll still provide free t-shirts, but well, we'll see whether people are willing to pay for the meal themselves. So we get less. We still have some events going on in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, but less than 2024. We'll see this year. It's going to be our 20th this November. We'll see.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so it's more. I think I'm guessing that there are different community, different forums, and these days, yeah, it's you do you meet people online, and also sometimes but I think the real connection is that it's more than just online, but you meet people face to face, and you know they are not AI, they are not bots, they are actual person. And it turned out a lot of people are a lot nicer when you meet them face to face rather than talking to them online. Yeah, surprise.
Do people are they shocked or surprised to meet you, Scott? Because like on OzBargain, we have no idea who the owner is. We have no idea who's the guy behind the scenes. So when they meet you in person, yeah, well, what's usually the reactions?
uh, I some different surprise because I look very different from my avatar on OzBargain. And a lot of times we're just happy to have a chat. Yeah, so I'm just a normal individual. So I started OzBargain because of this and that, and I'm also a user, an actual person. I like to figure out what all the other users do. What do they do? What do they do to earn their living? These things like that. We try not to promote any kind of influencer kind of culture in OzBargain. So what I try to promote is, yeah, we are all real individuals, and we all have our own stories. We all like to save money when we shop, and I think that's the commonality between us all. But well, we are all like your neighbors next door kind of people.
I love that. Scott, talking about AI, that's something that's new over the last 2, 3 years. You've been in the internet space for the last 20 years. So you saw, things when it was like dial up to, how fast the internet is now with NBN. And you've seen the change in the landscape from blogs to videos to algorithms with like For You pages. What's your current take or thoughts on AI?
I think they certainly something very useful. I don't use much myself, and I wish I can sort of learn more about it. I guess my current problem is that I'm not young anymore, so it's a bit hard to pick up new things on top of my existing very busy schedule. But it is replacing a lot of our work. I think it's more than just being able to generate interesting articles or interesting images or fun videos, but say we can train an AI agent to do a lot of moderation work so that a lot of trivial work can be moved to AI. So my staff can focusing on defining the rules and investigation works. Yeah, so um, I can certainly see the use for that. But at the same time, is I also feel that it's very overhyped to a point that there are so many and there are new AI startups every week, and a lot of them are doing very similar things and trying and like the web startups and app startups from the past 2 decades. I mean, they all want to just to get out of the market and trying to get more fundings, and then hopefully they can get acquired by the big companies and get a big exit. Yeah, I don't think it's the right model to do business. So a lot of them will fail, and but hopefully the useful ones will remain. Yeah, but as you can see that, yeah, OzBargain is pretty much run on the quite a different mentality, I guess. So we not yeah. So when at the start I'm trying to run this as a community, something that's going to hopefully going to last for a while, rather than making it big and then me finding an exit. I'm hoping to have this going for years and continue to make something useful for the community.
I'm quite curious. Like you guys have built like a very strong community. I'm curious if there's a lot of interaction between the users and if you see common users constantly comment on different threads. Because like over the last 20 years, like, you know, there's stuff like TikToks where you're scrolling and you can get the latest deals and latest opportunities on TikTok and people share that to their friends. Maybe we'll go to a future where, you know, with something like a LLM, you can just simply ask, hey, can you find me the cheapest 16 terabyte hard drive, and create a tracker that would track and scroll the website and send me an email when you find one that is under $250. But despite all these new ways to find deals, OzBargain has remained strong, which is so impressive.
Thank you. Yeah, but I can see that those are the because I mean over the years we have many ways. I mean we have I won't say competitors, but people have discovered many ways to find many other ways to find bargains. And right now, getting AI to do a lot of work, people can create an agent that does a lot of stuff. And over the years, we have price trackers that send you an email when there's a price drop over the things that you're interested in. Yeah, but I think what set Volkswagen apart is just the community itself. So we can also use the AI. So we have done, I have done the price tracking things in the background before that sends out a signal, and then the moderators or I can do the posting. You know, something that has a price drop and it was people are previously interested in this product because of these posts. So now we know, okay, if we post this one out, it might get good response from the community. But the reality is that people are more interested in more than just the product, but also the discussions. And it's not about what's the best discount I can get for this product, but why should I buy this product? What's the pros and cons? And people arguing about certain issues. And it's not just the product, but also the store. Can I get a good, does this store have a good refund policy, for example? Yeah, so the fact that people helping each other or trying to help each other is making Volkswagen a bit different. Yeah. But we also have, I mean, we can also see there are other communities, like some of uh, bargain hunting communities on Reddit, and there's a lot of bargain hunting community on Facebook as well. It's easy to actually go to Facebook, create a group, or go to Reddit to create a subreddit, and then say, okay, well, let's create something similar to OzBargain, gathering community and then just sharing bargains. So we are trying to play in a place where there's a community, but also the website itself is continue to get updated, and we are adding features to help the community to do their own research, to find bargains, to keep track of the things they're interested in. Yeah, so both the community, but also the website itself. Yeah, something that is hard to do when you are just a subreddit or just a Facebook group, because the limitation provided by those platforms.
Scott, are there any communities that you have observed over the last few years and you're really impressed by? Like, are there any Facebook groups, subreddits, Strava groups, WhatsApp groups? Are there any communities that you observe and you maybe take inspiration from, or you're like, wow, this is a really solid community they've built?
I mean, yeah, the community is most there's some community has the culture that we can borrow from. So I've been using Reddit a lot as well. So some of the subreddits you can tell, okay, this is the direction the moderator is taking, and there are some good things about it. Yeah, so we can take some of the culture and then bring it back to OzBargain. So there are other bargain hunting communities overseas, like Hot UK Deals, My Deals in Germany. So those, they have good implementation of certain features that we sort of borrow or we copy. So I mean, funny thing is that over the last 15, 20 years, we can see we borrow a lot of their ideas, and we also so that how UKD borrow some of the ideas from OzBargain as well. So it's both of the functionality, but in some of the forums, some of the overseas websites, but also the culture, the moderation directions. I can't really say one particular Facebook group or subreddit in particular, because things change. Some of the things that used to be good, and then moderator change, and the whole dynamic change as well. So, but at OzBargain, we're just trying to keep things the same, and for us, transparency is one big thing. I don't know. I don't know whether you can find any other community that's there so display similar transparency as OzBargain. I know that some community members will complain about transparency of OzBargain in terms of moderation decisions. But for moderation decisions, we leave the moderator notes. For a lot of rule changes, we post up updates. For the votes, yeah, we can clearly show who voted what. So transparency is there, because we think that it is useful for the community, so they know that things don't just disappear or things don't just get changed, but there's always records being left behind, a comment getting removed because of reason. So we leave the reason there. So those are the policies that that we're sort of trying to hold on to. And in that case, we're leaving a stop. When we remove a comment, so we left a stop there explaining why the comment has been removed. So we sort of borrow that from Whirlpool, which is another Australian community forums, been running a lot longer than OzBargain. I mean, things like that. So that's how internet works anyway. So we sort of borrow each other's good ideas and try to shape what OzBargain is gradually. We're not making big changes, but a lot of changes are sort of being taken bit by bit over the past 20 years.
I love that, Scott. What's the best idea that you guys implemented that had the biggest impact on OzBargain?
That's that's a hard question, because I mean, having OzBargain launch as a community is the thing with the biggest impact. But there are a lot of decisions have been made over the years. So a lot of times we see the need from the community, and And then I think, how can I implement as a software solution? So, for example, referrals. So a store has a referral section. So if I sign up and you can get some credit for it. So at the time, people are sharing their referral links in the comments, but to the point that people feel that become quite spammy because they are not just sharing in the comments, but they also share in the forums or in other places. So we sort of bans, you cannot share referral links in the forums because it become too spammy and people complain about that. But then when we introduce this referral sharing platform inside OzBargain, so you can go to a store and then see, okay, if I sign up right now, I can get say $20 credit, and then whoever refer me can get $20. And then we create a pool, so people who has a referral link or who has a referral code can put that code into this pool. And now user can come out and click on the random link, pop up a code. They don't know who this one belongs to, and and then they can get the referral bonus. That's just an idea because coming out from something that we can observe the pattern that how people use the site, and then we change that into a feature. I can't remember whether there's any revolutionary big changes because the site itself is it just changed gradually. People will come to OzBargain and say, "Oh, this website looks like it's from the 2000s." In some sense, it is true. I mean, we were here for 20 years, and the basic layout hasn't changed that much, but a lot of features has just been implemented and included gradually over the years. Yeah, so I can't say which one exact feature that or exact change, but yeah.
Talking about affiliates, Scott, what's the main way you've monetized OzBargain? Is it through ads on like Google that might show up like banner ads? Is it through affiliates? Is it through partnership with certain brands that posts on your website? How have you monetized OzBargain?
Yep. So there are two ways, and only two ways that we monetize OzBargain. One is to display links. So if you don't have any ad blocker, and you come onto OzBargain, and you can see there are some banner advertisement. So on the homepage, if you log in, you can see maybe 3 or 4 banner ads. That's probably the majority of our revenue. I would say maybe around 70%. Yeah, 70% of revenue just through banner ads. And if we also have affiliate, so if you are not logged into OzBargain, so the affiliate links are only for the people who are browsing OzBargain, not logging in. So when you are not logging into OzBargain and you browse OzBargain, you can see some deals on the picture will say affiliate at the bottom. So we're declaring our affiliate link. So if you click through the deal and then there's a block of text saying that this post contains affiliate links, OzBargain might earn commissions when you click through and make purchases. And then we link to a page explaining this is how OzBargain monetized. So maybe another 30%, 35% are coming from the affiliates. That's only if you are not logging into OzBargain. And if you click through go to deal when you're not logging into OzBargain, then we are sending you to the affiliate network or attaching an affiliate link to the funnel URL, and then we can get commission from there. For example, maybe 2% from Amazon, for example. Yeah, that's how. So we don't do any brand partnership. We don't. Even with affiliates, we get a lot of requests from the advertisers saying that can you push this? Can you push these sales or push this product? So what we're trying to tell the advertisers saying that we are only going to put the links on the deals that have already been posted. So we are trying to run OzBargain as an independent platform. So we are not doing any editorial in the sense that we are favoring certain brands or products or stores to push their ranking out, to make them more visible. as an independent platform, we basically can't do that. So we can't sell product for you, even though I mean that's what a lot of advertisers want to do through the affiliate channels. Yeah, we can't do that. But if someone sharing a deal and the store happen to be in our list of advertisers that we have affiliate relationship with, then we programmatically add the affiliate tracking link when they say go to deal, when we say link out to the store site, and we get commissions that way. Yeah, we don't do any brand partnership either. Yeah, so a lot of emails we are trying to respond is to the brands and the store saying, these are they're just not the things that we do, because our aim is, I mean, you guys, the OzBargain users, they are the number one assets for OzBargain. You come here because you know that the deal get voted up because other OzBargain users like those deals, think those deals are good bargains, not because OzBargain is promoting those or some brands paying OzBargain money for it. Yeah, that's why we don't do that kind of brand partnership.
I see. So I'm gonna share my screen. So I'll share the OzBargain website. Yeah, so I noticed you're right. So if I click on this, I can see this post contains affiliate link. I guess
Yep,
this was posted by like a normal user.
that's
Is this
right.
automatic? Does your system do it, or do you have to manually one of the moderators
No, so
adds
we
in an
know it's
affiliate link?
coming. Say people posting the link, Amazon link, and we know Amazon is one of our. So we do have a tracking link for Amazon. Then we automatically put that on to the page itself.
Ah, I see. So, for example, this link, is this an affiliate link or is this
No,
the
in that
direct
case,
link?
it's not. So only if we click through the go to deal or the picture, the image, then I get. You can see the tag in the URL. You get a tag for Amazon. Tag equals OzBargain something. Yeah, so that's our tracking link for Amazon.
Wow, and then is this automatic?
So
Your
that's automatic.
wow. And then are there some deals that you have to manually put in an affiliate link
No,
or
no. So we don't put any affiliate link into the deal itself because um so say for example the link inside the Amazon deal that appear inside the content, and those are not affiliate link at all. So you can click through those and we don't get any commission.
hmm.
We have companies coming to us saying that they can monetize all the links, but it's not something we do because we want the community or the user to know that if I'm clicking on a link, I know it is a affiliate or it is not an affiliate. So the disclosure is important. Whether we make whether we make money on that link is important to the community. If you are a login user, so right now you are browsing OzBargain as a guest, but if you log into OzBargain, and none of the link will be affiliate links. That's why all the
Oh.
links originally it has to be clean links, not affiliate links. So that
Hmm.
when a login user click on them, they can go straight to the merchant. So the
Hmm.
reason we do that is because because of cashback, because we know that some of the users, I mean, a lot of users will be using cashback websites, cashback services like Shopback or Top Cashback.
Hmm.
And when because affiliate base is basically last click, the one who get a last click wins.
Hmm.
So there's a lot of confusion there. So I don't want to fight with the cashback sites or people clicking the Shopback and then they click on OzBargain and then somehow we get a commission, but it is not ideal. So for the login users, so we won't put any affiliate links on the outbound. So if they click, we assume they might be using cashback sites, websites or apps,
Hmm.
and so they should get their cashback from those websites instead of us.
I see. And then I noticed like the competitions, that's been like a very big section. Like I usually just look at the deals, but the competition is something that I've consistently noticed for a long, long time. Is this
Yeah,
very popular? Are there people that like just sign up to every competition? How does
they
this
are, people
work?
do.
Who's it for?
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. I mean, there are quite a few. The Compass, the announcers, they win competition. One of our moderator just win something big the other day, like over $10,000 worth of things.
Wow.
Yeah, so if you go to the competition, you probably know which moderator that is. But yeah, there are a lot of people who enjoy competition as well. I mean, I don't use competition that much.
Same.
But that's just another side of OzBargain. So in the beginning, we didn't have that when OzBargain first started. So gradually, when people might be posting those, there's another case that we saw. There's a pattern of people sharing competitions rather than deals.
Hmm.
We want to separate them out because competition they have their own rules and their own filters. So we create a competition section that people can share the competition they discover. Yeah, another thing is that for deals that we don't allow people to share their referrals because sort of force people to use the random referral pool. Whereas competitions, there's people seem to build a habit of leaving their referrals so that they can increase number of chances they can get for certain competitions. Yeah, so yeah, that's why we separate into two different sections. And I don't use it myself, but there seems to be quite a lot of people using that section, and I've heard some big winnings in the past as well.
Wow. Is it the second most popular section or like I yeah, like tell me about the different sections you have. Are there some sections that you surprisingly found is quite popular? Um, Besides the homepage, what else based on your data do you see is very popular?
Yeah, so there are three types of content as you see. There are deals, forums, and coupon. So forums are something that surprisingly popular because people having want to discuss, want to talk about things. In the forum, you will see people complain, this is a bargain website. But at the same time, that as finding bargain is people's everyday activity, and at the same time, they also want to discuss and share their everyday activities with the community. So, I mean, there are memes coming out from the forums. For example, people will be whenever there's people posting about their auto accident, their car accidents, and people will be requesting for a Microsoft Paint diagram of what happened. Yes, and people posting a lot about the issues with cashback sites. So there are people asking for suggestions of which computer should I buy, which things like that. So on there, so we have created a section called "What should I buy?" So if you hover over pages
Okay, let me do that now. Let me share my
and
screen
the
again.
second section called "What should I buy?"
Which pages? What should I buy? Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
wow.
So this is so we also made this by people posting. We're posting those in the forums, but then at the same time asking people for suggestions. So all these are last year's, and so we sort of start a new year by the middle of the year. So those are the last year's suggestions. We will have some option for in a poll, so people can choose, but people all can also suggest. Okay, uh, these are the best seven seaters that they want to consider, and then people will vote on those ones, and then we will remind the user to whether you want to consider changing your vote so the later half of the year, and then gradually people will the popular ones will come out, and then we will produce a page that what should I buy to basically this is the community's wisdom on some of the best product in 2025 and 2026.
That's so
Yeah.
cool. And are you able to see like how much percent of people use ad blockers versus how many people percent of people don't use ad blockers?
So I tested a few years ago, a few years as in maybe just before COVID. There's there was around 30% of people using ad blocker.
Wow.
I can imagine there are more. So I mean, one common occurrence is that people asking in a forum, how did Volkswagen make money? And then people say, don't, ads, display ads, banner ads. And there will be people replying, they are banner ads? Yeah, because I mean, a lot of people using ad blockers, which I agree. I mean, I understand. Yeah, because ads. That's the dilemma now. They are for me. They are the necessary evil of internet these days. So in the past, a lot of internet are founded because of the ads. A lot of content networks being founded because of ads. So and right now is also the majority of our revenue. But well, if you don't want ads, you can well I can't say much if you want to if you want to use the ad blockers or we in the if you log in and in your settings you can actually turn the ad off. So we actually provide that functionality to turn the ad off. But yeah, if that's what people want, then we provide it.
Wow, that's so
Um,
nice of you guys to like give that option. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so
But everyone, look at the ads to support the website. Turn off your ad blocker.
I think yeah, just we are fortunate enough that we have enough visitors to so that the revenue is not the big issue right now. But the ads are still funding the website. So with ads, it's always the tug of war between we don't want too many ads to the users. So we try to keep the ads in its fixed places, in a fixed area of the site. But at the same time, on the other end, the ad providers, the ad networks, they say, "Oh, can we do the full page ads? Can we do yeah?" So we just have to draw a line and say, okay, these are all bargain. Only these ads are allowed. Yeah.
And then Scott, with ads and like the CPM sort of revenue per thousand, is it standard across all different websites, or are some websites more valuable than others, and as a result, garners a higher CPM?
Well, I think this question will probably be more suitable for those in the ad tech. But for me, I think the CPM is very something very dynamic. So it might differ day after day. Yeah. So we have Australian side and also a New Zealand side choice shippies. We can see clearly the Australian website getting more CPM. And our ad provider, they often send us the trend as well. So across different countries, you can see that every country have different base CPM or average CPM. Yeah, but also can see the trend over the ages that sometimes some days the CPMs are quite good. For example, just before Black Friday, and those are the ones that all the advertising, all the marketing teams are trying to push out, spend as much budget as they can, trying to push the ads to the publishers. Whereas right now, February, there's not much going on. The ads just not much. So yeah, the revenue sort of fluctuates a lot as well over the years.
Tell me about the New Zealand website. I didn't know you guys had a New Zealand version. How old is that? Was it difficult to launch? Or is it just, does it look the same as OzBargain?
Yeah, so on New Zealand side, if we go down to the bottom of the OzBargain, there's under network, there's OzBargain Choice Chippies. Choice Chippies is the New Zealand side. So it is almost exactly the same as OzBargain. So the same code base, just different color scheme and the different parameter for the homepage algorithm. But yeah, so we launched Choice Chippies more than 10 years ago, actually. Yeah, it's not as big as Volkswagen because New Zealand is a lot smaller country. but as also the community is a bit different as well.
Mm.
We few years ago we actually have a Singapore site,
Mm.
which we closed it down 2 years ago. So the story is that, I mean, for New Zealand side as well, that people will normally the expat will come to us saying that they were in Australia and they really enjoy OzBargain, and now they are moving to New Zealand or to Singapore. They can't see anything similar there. They will say, "Oh, can we launch something?" So we develop the site and then launch over there.
Mm.
Um, yes. So for New Zealand, it is we also grew to a community right now. But I think that the easier things about New Zealand is that a lot of the structure is very similar to Australia. The stores that we have similar stores and similar culture as well.
Mm.
Whereas Singapore, the stores are different. I would say the culture quite different as well. Because what we Volkswagen relies on is not just the bargains, but people's willingness to share. And somehow the Singaporeans are not sharing that much. So for a long period of time, we are doing the postings ourselves. So at the end, we decided, well, it is not working. I think we have almost 10 years. And over the years, we saw other competitors comes up in Singapore and disappear. And it's a hard market to crack, especially we are not local. And New Zealand, we are not local either, but it has grew into a small community and people use it and find it useful as well.
I see. God, something I realized is like I would subconsciously check OzBargain a lot. Like I might start the day, I'll just go to the website. You might check it at night. You might refresh it 2 or 3 times when you do check it. So you might be like hitting the website like 5 times a day. That's like 150 times a month. Do you have the average stats on like how often a user would hit your website? And is every time I refresh, is that like a new ad I see, and is that like does that count as like another viewing?
Yeah. So when we refresh it, another page view. I don't have the stats because there are people who are, I mean, so you do 3 times a day, you are, yeah, so probably somewhere in the middle. There are people who come once a week. There are people who are living on a live page. So if you are on OzBargain, if you click on live, and then the listing refresh every few seconds. There are people living there. Just say, oh, there's a new deal pops up, being posted 7 seconds ago, and they will immediately jump in and check. Yeah, so we're using Google Analytics, and we can see there are just a whole range of people looking at it. So it's very hard to figure out what's the average, because the average wouldn't make sense. But yeah, but it's not uncommon for people to look at multiple times a day. And usually during the day, the busiest time is around 9 o'clock or just past 9 o'clock. Because that's when people sit down in the office and open the computer and they check OzBargain
It's like a
first thing
coffee
in the
habit.
morning. Yeah, while they're going through their emails, say, okay, what's the best deal right now?
I've sometimes would just casually check and I'll find a good deal, and all of a sudden I'm like researching and getting ready to buy or trying to collect above $50 worth of items, and like I've just like derailed my day for an hour.
Yeah, it is not good for the efficiency of workplaces in Australia. Not
uh,
good for productivity. Yeah, but that's what a lot of people do, because you know that a lot of times a good trending deal comes up, it might not be there 30 minutes later. I think that's so we all have some sort of FOMO mindset in our hearts, and I think that's what drives Volkswagen as well. So people see something that's trending and they want to take action quite quickly. They don't want to miss out.
I've sometimes I've never gotten lucky myself, but I've seen people get lucky on the price errors. Like people would
Yeah,
be able to
yeah.
like capitalize on the price errors and order it, and within like 10 minutes the price error is fixed. And the people within the first 10 minutes, I think they were able to secure it maybe.
Yeah, some of them, I would say probably that. I mean, that's one reason why people are sticking on the live page.
Yeah.
But some people, yeah, they're quite professional in the sense that they know that they need to act straight away when they encounter a price error, and then they need to do a store pickup because a lot of times that the price error message coming up on the headquarter will get related to the branch office a bit later, and then or so they know they're going to do the click and collect rather than delivery because if we go delivery, it might get cancelled, and then they will rush to the shop to pick it up before the stores get any message from the headquarter. So I mean, yeah, there are people in the know that sort of doing that kind of things, and people and you will see this from discussion, and people say, "Oh, it is definitely a price error. There's no way it's not that cheap." People are still jumping straight away in the hope that they might get some compensation from the store because their history of stores giving away $20, $50 of credit to gift voucher on top of the refund for the past error. So people are not necessarily buying it for the goods. They know it's a price error and they're hoping that somehow they can get extra credit, store credit for that. Yeah, there are some very I mean that's the kind of the community of Volkswagen.
Yeah, the ones that know how to like stack it with like a coupon code, with like an affiliate, with like a cashback website,
Yeah,
using a credit card that has like a cashback scheme.
yeah, using a gift card that you get from discount.
uh, what's the best deal you've personally come across, Scott, over the last 20 years using your own platform?
I don't remember much things. I mean,
I
just
really
over the
like.
last couple of years. I mean, we everyone in my household using a Google Pixel phone, same phone, Pixel 7, and so we got it for 499 a few years ago from Telstra, and then there are some $300 ones and 249. Like, yeah, it's old phone, but it's still very we don't get them on the phone. We just mostly just taking photos. Yeah, but yeah, there are so many. I can't.
I always love the 100% cashback pizza.
Yeah, the pizzas, and sometimes they get SIM cards and VPNs, and you actually get 105% cashback. You actually can profit from those.
Mm. Do you have a relationship with these cashback websites that are like constantly coming up? Is there like a open communication? Do they have a representative that lives on OzBargain? Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess the biggest name on Volkswagen will be Tai Ars, TA. Yeah, I met him a few times. He's now working for Top Cashback, and also met some people working for Shopback and the Cash Reward, which closed down last year. So I met a few of them, and but there's no really commercial partnership in any. So as I said, in some sense, they are using Volkswagen to promote their service, and we are using their deals to get more page views. But at the same time, they are my competitors because we know that yeah, people clicking on their links would definitely not give the commission to us. That's weird relationship, but at the same time, they're providing providing benefit to the community.
Yes.
Yeah, so happy for them to continue to do that.
Wow. And Scott, I know there's not too many Qantas points or point deals on OzBargain, or maybe there's a section for that. But I'm sitting on like 500,000 points. I don't know how to get rid of it. Like, or any advice? I want to
Oh,
convert it to cash.
I'll be the wrong person to ask advice. I know there are websites that help you to optimize points.
Mm,
Um, I won't say website, but there are quite a few of them. And I know there are community in the forums, and there are even people using OzBargain classifier. So if you're not logged in, you probably can't see it. But if you log in on the selling and swapping on the forum, the classifier people selling their Qantas points, selling their all the other frequent flyer points. I myself, I don't travel much, and even if I travel, I normally just go for cheap ones. So yeah, I'm probably not the person to. But a lot of people will do the credit card join to gain frequent flyer points, and then they will use it for travel for upgrades. Yeah, good for them. But I'm probably not the best person to ask.
On OzBargain, I would often see those cheap flight deals, and I'll click into it, and it's like a long post. I have every city, every link. Who is this person putting in so much effort to have all the links, all the tables? Like, wouldn't it take an hour to make that post?
Yeah, so but if you have done it, say you have done it many times, it's probably not going to take a while.
Yeah.
So they probably have a process to do that, to automatically format into a markdown format to take into a table or Spargan. Yeah, but yeah, there are a lot of sites like uh, if I just go to the travel section of Volkswagen, there's the Finder, there Big That Flight. I want that flight. So I want that flight is also it's probably the one that you mentioned. I want that flight for Condor.au. So they've been posting. So they are. I mean, all those flight tracking companies are basically affiliates to the airlines, and then they will try to gather the cheap deals, and then they will then post onto Volkswagen.
They're doing it themselves, so they're like incentivized to put in the
Yeah.
work.
That's why you can see the associate tag next to the username. So we know on the community knows that they are associated with those.
Very cool. Makes sense. And then
Yes.
on OzBargain, Scott, like, do you guys have like a formula for like older accounts, newer accounts? Is there like a scoring system on the quality of accounts? Like, what stops someone just creating a brand new account every time an old account might get banned or yeah.
Yeah, we do a lot of signals to when a new account get created, we run through a few checks, some internally, some externally. So we use certain anti-spam services outside to figure out the IP address, the email address, and also check some browser signatures and yeah. So if we have found the account that belongs to someone else before, then they will get banned straight away. And sometimes it doesn't happen straight away because someone might be using a new computer, a brand new computer, or on a mobile phone to create an account, so it doesn't trigger any flag. But then that person log in again from his own old computer, and then that new login will trigger something, and then will flag a moderator, and then it's actually the same person, and then we'll ban the account.
Mm.
So there are quite a lot of process involved in there. But sometimes there's also a lot of analysis. Yeah, we can. Yeah, I probably won't say that much
Yeah, keep it low key.
because there's a lot of process in terms of a lot of checks we do on the accounts. We do have a policy saying that one person per account. So we try to stop people creating multiple accounts in order to bypass the ban. But in terms of the quality of the account, so people can, the visible bit is that you can see people's posting history. So you can see the deals they posted, the comments they made, the deals they have voted. Yeah, and each individual can also give a score to an account. So you can rate an account. And for us, we also get information on the average rating for a particular user.
Mm.
plus a lot of other signals that we can use to determine what's the standing of this account.
Interesting. When an account is very old and has a lot of upvotes and it's like a very good score, does it get any benefits? Or is there any more visibility, or is there any, like, does it make a difference as a user?
There are things there. Yeah, the age of the account does matter. So yeah, I mean, some of the rules change all the time. So I'm gonna need to check the code. But I mean, for example, you need to get some badges and also an old enough account in order to use the classify. So classify, you can sell things. You can request for things, request for referral code, for example. And we have a limit on how many downvotes you can cast on the comments per day. So we don't want the people to go to say, if I really hate this person, I just go to all the comment history and vote down their comments. So we have a limit on how many downvotes you can cast on people's comments. But that limit sort of increase over the years against how many years you have been on OzBargain. There are other benefits, but it's not that if you have a 15 years old account, you become a super user. No. So most people sharing is very similar kind of ability. And for example, for the representative, so if I am associated with a store, say if I'm a representative of Harvey Norman, and I can only post up to 2 Harvey Norman deals a week. So if I try to post a third one, I paste in the URL and say, oh, it's a Harvey Norman deal, and I'm already a Harvey Norman user, and Harvey Norman has already posted 2 deals from the reps this week, then the third one will be blocked. But if the 2 that already been posted have all received enough votes, then the third one will be allowed. So yeah, so this kind of algorithm exists to reward the representatives, to reward the employees to actually post good news, rather than just using OzBargain as a dumping ground for the junks or their spams.
I see. Yeah, and I noticed that all the top cashback, shopback deals that you consistently see, they're just posted by the users. It's not affiliate.
Yeah. So the users are not counted towards the store limit because these are genuine shared by the other users.
Makes sense. Wow. Oh yeah, I was gonna ask, with the classified section, that's so handy, and it makes sense that the classified, you have a filter for only people that have old accounts and have certain amount of upvotes can get access to it. Has there been scenarios where people sell maybe vouchers, points, or whatever it may be, and they got scammed? And if so, do you ban the seller that scammed them, or what do you do in that scenario?
Yeah, so I mean in the past we have people scamming other users on classified. People saying that they are being sold a voucher that has already been used, or they pay and they never receive goods. Yeah, so I mean that's a problem for classified. It's something that I know is useful, but it's something that we don't really want to do ourselves. But because of the amount of intervention required if something goes wrong. So if you have access to classify, you can go to the forum and read about some of the action you can do if you get scammed. We want people to open that discussion. So if they feel that they've been scammed, they can open the discussion out to the community, because they might not be the only person. So previously we have someone who gets scammed, and then multiple people pull their hands up, say, oh, they have experienced the same from the same user. Basically, someone who just trying to sell things and then just post to multiple users at the same time. Or they go to classify and see there are people who are looking for frequent flyer points, for example, and say, oh, well, I have this many, and this is how much I'm going to sell. So they will use the classifier as the the pool to scan people, and then people will discuss, and then normally we'll respond by paying the user if we have got enough confirmation on that. But there's not much we can do really as a platform. So we need to get people to actually report to the police, and only the police get involved, and then we can release the information to the authority. So people asking, do you know the person's phone numbers or email address or IP addresses? We don't know the phone number, but we do have the IP address and the email addresses. But it's not that we can release those because of privacy reason, but only say if there's a call order or authority gets involved, then we can help them to actually catch the person. Yeah. So yeah, Pacify has been, we have quite a few incidents previously, and there was also a few years ago that some of the accounts get hacked because they, for example, you reuse your password with other websites that has been hacked. So they hacked into an old OzBargain account and use that account to go to classify, looking for people who are looking for code or quantized frequent flyer points, and then use that to scan other people. And then we only figure out that those accounts were hacked because of the inconsistency of their logins and things like that. Yeah, so a few years ago, we start mandating the 2FA, two-factor authentication login. So you must have a 2FA, or otherwise we'll send you your email or code, and we assume that the email address hasn't been hacked. But yeah, I mean, there are incidents that we have to work with the police to. And sometimes we need to pass on certain information for them to know, okay, what's going on.
With all that manual labor of checking, and you have so many different sections, like how many moderators do you have? Are they based in Australia, or are they offshore moderators? Are they just fan moderators that do it because they're just a fan of the website, or are they employees? How do you moderate and deal with all these different things, Scott?
Yes, as I said before, I have 6 other employees, so myself 7. So we all have moderation abilities, and they are, I mean, all of them based in Australia. So one in Melbourne, one in Adelaide, and the rest in New South Wales. We all work from home, and we are online all the time. So basically just communicate via a Slack interface. So we chat, and when you should get raised, sometimes it pops up on Slack, and we discuss the issue. But yeah, so and some of the things are built into the OzBargain platform itself. So we develop in a way that people can flag certain things, because this page has been marked as moderated or been edited. But the structure is very flat. So in the morning, people will come into OzBargain, and there are tasks to be done, and people will go through the tasks, making sure all the pages are being reviewed, all the deals being reviewed, and making sure all the deals has a proper image. Sometimes we cannot get the image for the deal because there are many reasons. Yeah, and yeah, just a list of tasks that the moderators have to do in the morning, and then throughout the day, people report issues, report comments, report deals, and then we just go through those and resolve those. And sometimes people want to talk to the moderators because they don't think they should be banned. They would be using the talk with the moderator forum to discuss the issues with the moderators. So looking at the talk with the moderator discussion forums, my store has been banned. Request to review the report resolutions, and my deal has been unpublished. Why? My account has been penalized. Why? Yeah, so we have a lot of them over the each individual day. So the moderator will have to go in, explain what happened, and sometimes they can come up with a resolution. Sometimes they just can't be talked to. So yeah.
And then Scott, how do you deal with the fluctuation of moderation request or work? Like there's going to be some periods where there's just going to be an influx of moderation type work, and there's going to be some periods where there's nothing. Do you hire more during but you can't really hire people on short-term basis. So how do you handle different, yeah.
Yeah, so my strategy is just to people can wait. I'm sorry to say that, but I mean for the talk with the moderation forums, we have 24 hours. So yeah, mine can get banned, and we say okay, we gotta get back to you in 24 hours. Somehow people on internet have tendency my comment got removed. I want to know the reason right now, but we'll come back to that, but it's just gonna take time. So even your posts or your account get banned on YouTube or on Facebook, you a lot of times you wait for more than 24 hours to get any resolution from the big companies. I was bargaining with, okay, we'll try to get it resolved within 24 hours. And most of the time we can do that. So they have fluctuation in terms of workload, but people are happy to we're happy to stretch the time out a bit, and eventually we'll get things resolved. Yeah, and sometimes when we get more moderation work, then we just need to reduce the editing work. So the moderator might not have enough time to edit the deal or to fix up the deals. So yeah, I think everyone just need to learn to prioritize one over the other. So Monday morning sometimes is the busiest because most of moderators don't do anything during weekends. So yeah, so we'll be spending Monday morning trying to get everything out of the way, and then we can come back to other things. And if I'm doing probably won't do any development work when the moderation is busy. And yeah, and then people take break as well. So some of my staff are going away in March and in April. So I know I'm gonna be short of people. So I know not many features gonna get done in March and April, but it's a free community. So what can you expect? Yeah.
And Scott, out of your, including you, I guess 7 people, how much percent of your team is like technical people that are just doing development work, such as yourself? And how much percent of the team is just moderating and customer service?
Yeah, so majority of customer service moderation. So, and I do half of my times are probably technical related, setting our size, doing sysadmin jobs and doing development, and I have another employee spending half of her time doing development as well. So half of her time would be doing moderation, and then the rest of the team are doing moderation and customer support.
Wow. Majority of the team, that makes sense. Now, do you have some of them working night shift, or like what happens at night? Like, can people post things and it doesn't get moderated at night time?
Yeah, so at night, especially past midnight, I don't think any moderator. Some moderator they do stay out late. Some not necessarily doing work. They might be just watching TV, and so something pops up, and they can even easy things like, for example, someone flags certain things as this deal should have been marked as expired. The moderator will just click through and it is really expired, and then just mark certain things as expired. Or fixing out the title, etc. Those trivial things people cannot. But there are other things like they are infighting between community members. They are calling people names, and or things requires quite a bit of investigation. Then we'll just leave it in the morning. But at night, we actually turn off certain things between midnight and maybe 6, 7 a.m. in the morning. That people cannot post certain news just because we don't have moderation power during those times.
And then if you have like 3, 4, 5 moderators all working at the same time, 9 to 5, how do you make sure that they're not all looking at the same deal, wasting time on the same thing? How do you make sure that they're all doing different type of moderation tasks so there isn't any wasted overlap?
First of all, I think they are doing different. They all on top version also working on different things, and also there's a task structure. So, but at the same time, I mean, yeah, if people do look at the same thing, and sometimes we do want people to have second opinion over certain issues, but then often people will bring that over to the chat. So on Slack, say, okay, with this report, how should I resolve it? I need a second opinion on this. So people will sort of use issues out. Some people say, oh, I actually have seen it. I just have a pick on this, and this is my opinion. So we are just normal discussions, just like how you normally do it in the office. But normally there are so many things to do, so we also yeah, people are basically just marking things off as they go.
I see.
Mm.
With my company, Scott, we hire a lot of employees from the Philippines. It's a lot of it's all work from home setup. And over the last 8 years, a lot of people come and go. How have you gone about sort of hiring, recruiting? What's your churn like? How do you retain employees? Do employees stay for a long time? Yeah, how would you go? How have you gone about team building?
Yes, I am quite fortunate that majority of my teams sort of yeah, they haven't gone elsewhere. I mean, I have three people who have long service leave.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, OzBargain is something that I would say at least I think it's a comfortable working environment. You're working from home and in your own comfort, in your own time as well. We don't have a check-in time and check-out time. Some people start early, some people start late, some people take a break in the middle. I'm hoping that it's a flexible, very flexible working arrangement that people will enjoy working here. I don't know about the pay, but the Australian wages. Yes, yeah, I'm interesting. I so far haven't had anyone who say, "Oh, I'm gonna quit." And it's also gonna be a big issue if any one of my long-term employees trying to quit because I was a small team and they are pretty much the knowledge base of how things work. Yeah, they are quite efficient in terms of getting things done, and they remember. So we'll be discussing issues with this member, and they will this member and that member might be related, and then might be related to that store. So we do have a knowledge base built in towards bargain, but at the same time, those my long-term employees, they are my treasure. So indispensable. Yeah, they know a lot of the inner workings of Volkswagen and what sort of they help Volkswagen to operate. Yeah, there's a lot of things happening in the background because of how much they have contributed.
I see. Yeah, because I've had, since it's all work from home, all my team members, like before, prior to using time trackers, it'd be very hard to to see if they're like being productive and maybe working 8 hours a day because they can log in and then work whenever.
Yeah.
And then we implemented time trackers where they just, I don't really watch what they're doing, but they ideally just track 8 hours a day, and we pay them for those 8 hours. If they work 4 hours, then I guess we'll pay them 4 hours because they're all subcontractors that we hire overseas, so we can do that setup.
Yeah, I have to say I'm not a good manager. I'm far from it. So a lot of times I don't even know what my teams are doing. A lot of times they discuss in Slack over certain things that I have no idea about. Yeah, but at the end of the day, I just see a product, OzBargain, that is functional. People's issue get resolved. Yeah, that's what we want.
Makes sense. Another thing I was curious about, since you have a lot of users, I guess you guys have an email list. Do you guys do anything with it? Do you like email weekly deals or weekly newsletters, or not really?
So we have a daily newsletter that you
Oh,
can sign up to a daily newsletter. You don't log in, you probably see that pop up on the homepage asking you to sign up to our daily newsletter.
hmm.
But if you're a login user, you can go to your settings, subscription newsletter to send me my daily newsletter by email. You can change. You can select whether you want to be in the in the morning, lunchtime, or in the evening. I think we have maybe 160,000 email
Wow.
subscribers.
So much. That's so good.
Yeah. I'm not too sure how good it is because I think from email marketing perspective may be very good, but I'm not an email marketer and from what my perspective, it is hard to manage the because I'm coming out from the technical point of view. In morning batch, that's the biggest batch we do. We start at 7 o'clock, start sending the first email out. And sometimes it takes about 9 o'clock before we can send out the last one. Just the super, and we run our own email infrastructure.
Hmm.
Yeah, so and email going and the outbound email is so we are sending it's more than just the newsletter, but we can do a lot of subscription as well. I want to subscribe to a certain product. I want to get notified whenever iPhone 17 Pro get posted. I can do that on OzBargain. I can do a search alert. Whenever your name appear in post, I want to get an alert. You can do a lot of things on OzBargain. Subscribe to a lot of things, deals, competitions, brands, products, or other users posting. And a lot of times you can say, I'm going to get notified on the website, but sometimes they say, I want to get notified by email. So at the end of the day, we are sending upward of 500, 600,000 emails a day.
Wow.
That's, yeah, but that becomes a technical problem rather than marketing problem. So I actually want to reduce the number of emails we send out. Because when you send out too many emails, email companies don't like you because even 0.1% of the email you send out being flagged as a spam, you affect other users sending to the same provider. So we've been dealing with Google and Outlook, Hotmail, and also iCloud quite a bit, always trying to make sure email coming out from OzBargain is being whitelisted. Yeah.
Yeah, like that's what I was curious about. Like when you guys built your own email, I guess, management system, yeah, how do you make sure that your emails don't go to spam? Are you sending it straight from your own domain? Is your domain hosted on like a, because I use Google Workspace, but then I guess when I send out emails, I would link it to like a MailChimp or Klaviyo, and then I'm paying like, 0.01 cent per send. Is it free because you built it yourself? How does that work?
Yeah, and basically we cannot afford to use any third-party email delivery service
Yeah,
because yeah, 500, 600,000 a day.
yeah.
So we deliver from our own email server. I mean, we basically have to do all the required things like as a sender, all your SPF, or your domain keys, and all that has to be done properly. But even there, there's still a chance of getting flagged by the service provider. Last year, we make sure we have unsubscribe link in the email header. In Gmail now you can do unsubscribe. You don't have to find unsubscribe link inside the email content, but you can unsubscribe right inside the email Gmail interface. So we have to do that. Yeah. So, but at the end, if a user decide to mark our email as a spam, well, we can't do much about it. It's more of a email provider. So the Google, I think out of all the big service providers, Google Gmail is relatively easy to deal with. Hotmail they have provided a postmaster interface, but sometimes they just disappear. So we can look at the email log and say, oh, it's been sent, it's been delivered to the Outlook server, but it never appear on someone's Outlook email inbox. It's not in spam either. It just disappears. So we have no idea in that case. And whereas Apple iCloud, that we can, last year we got blocked by iCloud every 2 or 3 months.
Wow.
And then yeah, so dealing with them requires a lot of email back and forth, and then also getting our hosting provider to talk to them. So yeah, so it's just quite a bit of work just trying to get the emails working.
Scott, when you build your own email sending system, do you get to send emails for free?
For free now, we still have to pay for the server. Yeah, but the server itself is a lot cheaper. So I think maybe say $30, $50 a month.
Wow.
But yeah,
Yeah, because to send 500,000 emails a day, if you use any you'll be like, it'll be so, yeah.
yeah, it'll be very expensive. So it's still a lot of optimization. So right now we're trying to have a parallel sending queue, because right now the issue is that during the morning batch send, so you have 150,000 email to send for the newsletter. And then in the middle, if someone want to get a notification email they cannot cut the queue. They have to be placed at the end of the queue. So someone logging in trying to get the 2FA authentication email, they will probably never get it in that busy hour. So what I'm working on now is to having a multiple queue, so multiple MTA to send emails, so that the newsletter can go to one queue, and then all the fast sending emails can go to the other queue.
Wow. Scott, are you just like yourself juggling stuff like figuring out the email queues, the AI bots that's come at the beginning of this week? Are you just like doing all these technical things all at once yourself?
Yeah, I mean that's I'm a software developer by trade, and that's probably what I prefer to do rather than moderating people's comments, trying to take people out from the fights and trying to figure out whether something is a good deal or not.
Yes.
Yeah, so yeah.
How do you
Um,
prioritize and know which project when, like, the parallel sending, that's quite important, but then you have a lot of bot accounts and you probably have five other things that you're
yeah,
currently working on.
yeah. So I think if 10 years ago, I'll probably just looking at the importance of how many people are affected by this project. So always fixing up bugs or resolving people's urgent issue first, and the features can kind of be later. Yeah, these days I want to take things slowly and then just yeah. I think yeah, it's a free website, so we have people asking for features for in the forums. There's a special feature suggestion forum. People asking for features for new things. Yeah, they can ask, and but our promise is that it might eventually get there. Just based on the priorities, and sometimes people suggest some really stupid stuff. So we just got we're not gonna bother. But for features, yeah, it's you see OzBargain as a slow moving. We're not a startup. We are a slow moving big community. Even every new feature we put in, we go through a beta channel first. So if you even log into OzBargain, and if your account is old enough, you can put yourself into a beta channel, so that you will get some extra features. So we will put those in first and get people to test out a bit, and then before we roll it to everyone. Yeah, any new things will take time. So we're not looking for a very fast turnaround. We are not trying to be new to the market. A lot of people don't like new features or don't like changes. So we just need to do it very carefully.
Hmm. And Scott, like when you're like on a family holiday trip or something that you might be away for a few days, and then you get like an email saying that iCloud has shut you guys down and you can't send an email to iCloud, or you have a bunch of bots. Like, how do you handle that stress? Do you quickly whip out your laptop and try to solve it? Do you wait till after you come back home to deal with it? Yeah.
I mean, that's why I have employees. Yeah, so I have another developer. So she's spending half the time doing development.
That's right.
Yeah, she has full access to our servers as well. For other things that require urgent, for example, a lawyer sent us a paper, please take this post down. Okay, well, I mean, even that, yeah, so I'll think about when I get back to the hotel. I mean, yeah, I mean, we've been running for 20 years. I am getting old now, so I want to take things slowly, and nothing is really urgent. But I mean, as you said at the beginning, when I go on holidays, even now when I go on holidays, I make sure I have internet connectivity. So if the entire site crashed because the hosting provider lost the entire server rack, for example, then I'll probably have to jump in to help to do the rebuilding, things like that. But otherwise, I mean, yeah, people can wait. Even when the servers are down. Back then, we used to go back to our Facebook page and say, "Oh, OzBargain is down. We can continue our chat here while Scotty is fixing out the server." Yeah, but yeah, we're not crucial servers. We are not the electricity or your mobile network. Um, you might wait a few hours or a day, but that's it.
Mm.
I'll be going on a holiday that I've never done before. I'm going away on a cruise in April, and I try not to sign out to the internet service. So it's going to be a test. We'll see how it goes.
Nice. Scott, you mentioned, yeah, people try to sue you guys. Yeah, why? Why are people trying to sue OzBargain?
A lot of times it's they want to take some content down. So there are many. I don't think they are point of suing, but they are sending. The lawyer will send some take down request, or otherwise they might sue. So we've never been in court. But yeah, a lot of times they want to take some things down. So before we have um, McDonald sent us a lawyer's letter saying that we cannot show any McDonald logos or anything that resemble a Big Mac. We got the same thing from Subway many years ago as well. So yeah, if you go onto OzBargain and see any McDonald or Subway deals, you have the image saying that McDonald uh, want to don't like copyright. So that's one thing. And then there are companies they don't like some of the comments. I mean, we are trying to work with the takedown request. So in the forum there's a post called merchant takedown request. So we are trying to be transparent. If a merchant send an email to us, say, "Can you take this down?" And then we'll discuss with the merchant, and then we'll tell the community, well, this merchant did ask us to take this page down, and here's our response. What have we changed, or do we take the post down, or we have ignored the request? So we're just trying to be transparent to the community. But yeah, a lot of times because I mean, what happens a lot is say if you are a shop, you're doing your very targeted marketing. So sending a coupon code to a small group of people. And then one of them posted on OzBargain, and now half of Australia are using it. Yeah, it might, I think it's a problem for the merchant. One is that they might not have a budget for it. And two, which often happen, is that their marketing team cannot figure out whether their sales are due to their targeted marketing or because of OzBargain. Yeah. So we'll try to figure out what might be the cause, why they want us to to take down. So we don't really want to hurt them either, but at the same time, we know the community cares about those things as well. So we'll say, okay, in this case, it's actually also on your Facebook page. So there's no point for us to take them because it is a public information. Or in other cases, yeah, okay, we understand that you have very limited budget on this, so we will take the page down.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there's bad reviews. I mean, we get those as well. People coming to OzBargain complaining about certain merchants, certain stores, certain providers, and then a year later, that provider trying to Google themselves on, and then found that someone on OzBargain is bad mouthing them. So they send us a takedown request. In that case, we'll go and review the posts, and we'll try to remove any personal information. So yeah, no names, no phone numbers, and all that. They shouldn't be there. And we log the comments, investigate on the comment, and say, okay, we reckon some of the reviews are facts, and some of them are opinions, and then we decide which one should stay and which one can keep. And we will try to make compromises with the merchant who are requesting the takedown. Most of the time, they are okay, and there are some incidents that will get the lawyers to be involved. And then but we haven't been sued yet.
Wow, I see. I guess the lawyers will get involved where in scenarios where you think it's fair for it to stay open, they want it taken down. I guess that's when the lawyers will come in to share the differences.
Yeah. So whether their request is reasonable or not. So a lot of times they are, because the threatening part, normally want to set the bar higher, so they will claim a lot of things which are not true, not really the case, and our lawyer will say, okay, the 5 points you listed, maybe two of the points are true. We'll try to fix those up. We will reject the others, and then for them to come back. I mean, those are expensive, so we try not to get too much over that. Yeah. So we will try to solve ourselves first, but I mean, at one point, the lawyer need to step in and then get things sorted out. But I mean, so far we got the lawyers. Our lawyer has sorted out most of actually all the issues we had, and we haven't been sued, which is a good thing.
Scott, you mentioned the daily newsletter. Who writes those up? What is in it? What's the purpose of it?
Okay, so it's automatically generated of the top deals from the past 24 hours that hasn't been expired. And some interesting forum posts, interesting competitions. And if you are logging users, they also remind you you can mark reminder of the deals. So I know this deal is coming out in 7 days. I'll set a reminder and it will come out in your newsletter. And every now and then we'll include some editorial at the top, but that didn't happen very often. So majority of the newsletters is automatically generated. Yeah. So you see there are some of the replies, some of the comments are made, replies. So it's things that just to get the people to continue to engage in OzBargain.
What's the open rate like on the daily 150,000 email blast?
We didn't do any tracking on that. Yeah, so they jumped straight to OzBargain, and there's some UTM parameters, so we know that these are coming from newsletter, but we didn't do any tracking.
See. Wow. And then, Scott, were there periods where you really focused on increasing website traffic and was brainstorming ways to increase your traffic, whether it's marketing, or was that something that you didn't think about and it just naturally grew through word of mouth?
I would say most of the time it naturally grew. So word of mouth and through other communities as well. So at the beginning, I think when the OzBargain grew, just got launched. So other forums like Whirlpool, Overclockers. So as you can see that a lot of OzBargain users were tech users looking for computing, mobile phones, that kind of tech electronics products. So the deals get reposted in other forums, and then that somehow bring in the early users. And the rest are pretty much just word of mouth. So people, I mean, these days you can see people suggesting OzBargains on other forums as well, like Reddit, Red Note. I know it's Facebook, TikTok. Yeah, people will be saying, "Oh, I found this on OzBargain," and then people will come to find us.
Wow. And then Scott, over the last 20 years, did you have any brands or companies reach out for a possible acquisition or sale of the brand and the company? Did that ever happen?
Yes, they happened quite a few times.
Wow.
Yeah, so pretty much right after we started to even just a few years ago. So I think that's different. We have people from Australia companies, individuals, and also overseas companies reaching out to us. Yeah, so I think for me, before I always say, oh, well, I'm not finishing OzBargain yet, so I'm probably not interested. Uh, but then what else can I talk about? So they're quite a few. I think maybe a dozen different requests over the years of people
Whoa,
who are interested in OzBargain.
that's a lot. And then are you still like, what has been like, is there a certain number that you would say yes to? Or are you just really passionate about OzBargain that you really enjoy doing it daily and you wouldn't know what to do if you sort of sold it? What's been leading your decision?
Yeah. So I would say before COVID, before last couple of years, normally my response to the interested party is that, well, I feel that OzBargain I haven't finished with OzBargain yet. So there's still so many things I want to do with it. So that's how I reject the request. And there were a few more requests after COVID. But I also thought a lot over the last 2 years on what I do with OzBargain. So I post something at the end of 24. Basically, I did a Ask Me Anything post on end of 24 about my plan. The situation is that, yeah, I am getting old, and I might not be the best thing for OzBargain as a founder, because I feel the things I focus on is probably not what an enthusiastic young founder will be focusing on. I mean, compared to say 20 years ago. So to a point, I'm trying to figure out, okay, what do I do with OzBargain right now? If I'm trying to make an exit, is that a good thing for me to sell it, or other things? So yeah, so we have offers during COVID, but right now, I think that if there's a good offer from a good company that values OzBargain, maybe I'll think about it. But the but the problem is that, what am I selling it for? So the reality is that I think I don't really need the money for of that's coming out from selling OzBargain, because I think I have enough. I'm quite a content person that, yeah, I don't think I want to sell OzBargain in order to make the money in order to get the money so I can move on. I'm happy to in the sense of passing OzBargain on to so that it will continue to work the way it is. So for the past year, I'm trying to get my team to gradually take over some of the tasks I do. Not yet in the technical part, because I think that will be quite expensive. I'll be quite expensive to replace. So I'm trying to figure out how I can automate more things. But for me, I think my exit might be gradually moving on and then doing smaller and smaller technical bits of OzBargain. But the majority of the operation part of OzBargain I'll be passing on to my staff. So I will not be fully retired, but I'm just making sure the site's still running and that someone can come and implement features. Yeah. To answer your question, I don't have a figure of how much OzBargain I will say yes to, but but I think I will say yes to someone who think they can continue to run OzBargain exactly the same way as we run it.
Mm.
And yeah, because I mean, shitification was the word of the year in 2024, was it? And that seems to be the problem of a lot of acquisition, that a long-running business, long-running website being acquired by a bigger company, and a lot of times they spending resources on it, but they want to get more revenue out, and to the point that the community become lost or changing in a way that it is no longer the same. So, well, that's something I'm trying to prevent. So what I can see the future of Volkswagen, it's getting old, and it might act as an old person that you could just the traffic will die down gradually, but not because of it has changed its direction, but because it stay on what it aims to do. Just that a lot younger people, they move on to something else, wanting to use a new generation of community in the social media. So that's why I can see for now that where Volkswagen might be in 10 or another 20 years.
But it's pretty impressive how over the last 20 years there's been many generations and you guys stayed steady. You guys didn't face a drop. So it seems like either probably both the old generation are continue using it, the new generation are discovering it and becoming active users. So it seems like, yeah.
There's a lot of young users. I mean, one of my kids in uni, and she said, I mean, she's doing engineering, and when she opened up the Discord server for her course, and people talking about Volkswagen deals all the time in university. So yeah, so there's still a lot of young people jumping on and then trying to use it. But at the same time, all competitions are TikToks and the Facebook and Reddit. I mean, they all evolve, they all change. But a lot of times that we found that some of the changes that you sort of push the older user away, push the long-term community members away. So we try to work, and we decided to we're still making some changes, but at the pace that hopefully people are happy with.
Yeah. And Scott, you talked about how there's still things that you still want to do with OzBargain. Are there any interesting dreams or milestones or things that you've been thinking about for a long time that you want to eventually do for OzBargain?
I mean, you asked me the question about 5 years ago, I'll probably say quite a few. But right now, as I said, a year ago, I posted a thread saying that my plan to retire. So and I told you before, my plan right now is they will continue to, and the goal is still to continue to serve the Australian shoppers community to find the best deals. But and I'm trying not to alienate the older community users, but also trying to bring in newer users. Yeah, so right now I don't have any even grander or bigger picture. There are still features I think we can add in, but those are more of okay, how can I help a user in their everyday life, in their bargain hunting journey, rather than how we can change OzBargain to be the next big new thing. Yeah. For me, that is not really practical. For us, we're just thinking about, okay, what are the community being, how do they find bargains? How can we help them in their journey finding bargains?
One of the last thing I wanted to ask you, Scott, was it scary making that jump from quitting your full-time job to doing OzBargain full-time? Like especially coming from like a Asian family, having a 9 to 5, having a job is sort of like what is focused on, and it's not common to have an internet business, especially for you 20 years ago. Your relatives or your parents must have, I don't know, maybe not, but like they must have thought you're crazy to quit your job of 10 years to do this internet thing.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say my experience is not, it's unique, as in unique to myself. It's not anything special, but it's just unique to myself because of my circumstances by then. In terms of family, yeah. So my parents didn't know much about it. Even until a few years ago, they thought I was selling things on eBay for some reason. I don't know why. No, you're doing internet and you are something retail related. Are you selling things on eBay or no? But but for me, taking the jump is not as high as most of the startup people think, because I have been running OzBargain for a few years already during my spare time. So even then, back then, OzBargain looks terrible, and a lot of times it's not moderated. The deals are all over the place, but I still already have an expectation. Okay, it is going to grow somewhere. So for me to say, okay, I'm going to make this full time now is not that I'm stepping in something completely new, but I'm just going to say, okay, this thing is taking more and more of my time. I might as well making this my full-time job. At the same time, at that time, my corporate job, there's some issues. Um, so I'm happy to say goodbye to that. Yeah, and I think that's also related because it's Osbang is not my first startup. So I did quite a few startup. I basically moved between startup and corporate job, public companies after I graduated from uni. So did quite a few startups, and one of them got acquired by a public company, and which later I quit to move to Osbach full time. So financial wise, it's not say I am jumping into uh, the water and then having to eat ramen and max out my credit card for the next 6 months. So my situation has been unique because by the time I decide to do Volkswagen full time, my finance is pretty much secured already from the previous exit of another startup I was in. Yeah, so it's not. I won't say I am. I'm trying to encourage people to do the same, but just because I was in that kind of circumstances, it wasn't too hard for me to say, okay, I'm going to do Volkswagen full time now. On the other hand, I'm quite happy for me to do this decision, not because I know Volkswagen is going to be big later on, but it gives me a lot of flexibility. So I work from home. I see my two kids growing up. I can help out at home, at church, at various different places. I have a lot of flexibility. I don't have to be stuck in bus and tram for 2 hours a day. Yeah, so I was happy about my decision. And then Volkswagen becoming big, useful, and generate enough revenue. That's secondary. Yeah, it's also good, but um, at the time, I think I'll still say okay, want to be doing something, staying at home, so I can spend more time with family and with other things.
Over your life journey, Scott, I guess, with church, religion, with your work, what have you found to be, I guess, I don't know, your purpose or your why? Like, is your day-to-day, like, is your purpose, do you find huge joy from just helping bargain hunters? Is Oz Bargains just sort of like a fun hobby that is awesome, that it's also a source of income? Or is it just a means to get through Monday to Friday? What have you found to be what I guess what gets you out of bed each day?
Well, get out myself out of bed each day nowadays is my alarm clock to remind me to go out have a run each morning. But I think the purpose in life, yeah. So as I said, OzBargain started so I can share deals with my overseas student friends, and I was because I came from a technical background, um, I was able to code. I can do sysadmin. I can do the whole infrastructure thing. So for me, I think it just yeah, it's something easy for me to get started. Uh, Sharing is caring, but at the same time, it is also I was looking forward to building a community of people, like-minded people, together to because I like bargains, but I'm not very good at finding them. So I also want everyone to help. So and but at the end, yeah, it is um, Volkswagen itself sort of grew into its own thing. And every day I want to work on this because I think it is something that is useful, something that helps people, not just helping. At one stage, it's not. I found it's not just helping the community members who are finding bargains, but also help the merchants, the shops, the retailers to sell as well. So we don't charge merchants anything, so they can sum up to OzBargain, they can post deals as long as they declare they are associated or free. So in some sense, it helps a lot of us smaller retailers to say, okay, I have some clearance. I don't want to pay. I mean, I have a few channels. I can go Facebook or Google AdWords, or I mean, I also can come to OzBargain and say, here's your OzBargain exclusive special. Yeah, so it is a helpful website, and I'm hoping that it is something that can continue to be helpful for for the retailers, also for the shoppers in Australia. Yeah.
You mentioned running. How's your running, Scott? Do you do park runs? Do you have do any like any upcoming races? Do you run often?
I do maybe 4 or 5 rounds a week, maybe 60, 70K.
Whoa! And then
I don't race. I don't do race because I mean, except for park run, yes. Why? Because park run is free. So I mean, I still can't get out of the mindset. Oh, why do I need to pay to run on the course that I can normally run for free? So maybe I'll change one day, but right now I don't do paid races.
wow, so that means
But
you're clocking around 10 to 15k per run.
yeah, yeah.
What's your pace like?
I am doing slowly these days. I mean, 3:30 to 6 minutes a K.
3:30 to 6. Wait, that's a big range. 3 minute pace to 6 minute pace?
No,
Is
no, sorry,
that?
not 5:30
Oh,
to 6.
that's still really fast. Yeah.
I just I am I'm a
How's your
solo
heart
runner.
rate? How's your heart rate at that pace?
My heart rate is over pace. I think I have some heart issue. So I'm running a comfortable pace. I'll go from anywhere from 140 to 160. So my heart is over pace.
That's really good. That's really good. That's like real. That's like zone two, zone three for like 5:36. That's really good. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I mean, for me, it's more of as a routine, and also it's a way to do exercise, I guess. I mean, when I turn 40, I think, oh, I need to need to get my fitness together. I start doing heat and body weight, but I found those too boring. So, and then I start picking up running, but running is not very good in terms of building muscles.
Mm.
But I continue to run because these are far more interesting in my own opinion. I don't run with others either. I run around. I live in Sydney eastern suburbs, so I just visit different places, different beaches, and put on a podcast, put on music, and just enjoy this beautiful city.
Do you get all your shoes from OzBargains? You wait for a running shoe sale?
Yeah, yeah. I've been posting quite a bit before all the shoes, and for the past year, I've been experimenting shoes from Temu and AliExpress.
Oh.
So even cheaper shoes, but I mean the quality varied. But yeah, but the thing is, I mean, you need to run more in order for the shoes to wear out, so you can buy more shoes.
Last question. As a bargain hunter, Scott, when it comes to investing, are you like a real estate person, ETF, stocks, just sit cash in a bank account and earn 5% interest? As a bargain hunter, what's your opinion there?
Yeah, so I'm an ETF person. So this is not financial advice. Yeah, but I mean, for I don't like to get into too much debt. So for property, the issue is getting into debt. As running a business, your income vary a lot. So having a regular fixed expense for mortgage payment is not that suitable. Another thing is that I think property price in Australia is too expensive, and I don't really want to be in that game. I mean, it's not that I say I don't participate in the property investment, the property price is going to come down. No, but it's just that I don't want to be part of it. So whereas ETF is a lot easier, so I just do the dollar cost average, and some Australian, some overseas, and yeah, for because I'm still working, so investment is long term. So I think ETF is, if you go for 7, 10 years, is relatively safe.
Hmm. And then with your technical background, do you have any thoughts or did you ever look into cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin? Because you would have been before Bitcoin, before '08, after it. So you've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw the again. This is not an investment advice, and I'm very bad with investment because this is um I was given some bitcoins back in 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, I think I always thought the cryptocurrency just is just a fake.
Hmm.
So you are putting your trust on something that is just bits, even though it costs a lot of work. For me, it's also unnecessary work to produce those bits.
Hmm.
Those electricity and computing power who have been put into more useful place somewhere else. That's my opinion.
Hmm.
I was given some a fraction of bitcoins back then by one of my clients because they thought the bitcoin is going to be a big thing. So instead of giving away Christmas gifts, they said, "Oh, everyone gets a fraction of bitcoins." I said, "Ah, well, I just put it into a wallet somewhere, and now it's worth quite a bit." So I'm not a good person to for investment advice because I always bet on the wrong things. If I say, oh, it's yeah, what you said is right, Bitcoin is a big thing. If I invest in Bitcoin back then, I'll be a lot richer. But I still think that it's I mean AI is also use a lot of power and computing power and electricity. But at least it generates some mean images, whereas Bitcoins, it is, I mean, the blockchain, it is useful, but yeah, for me, I think AI and crypto are still more, it's still overvalued. But
Thank you, Scott. Last two questions that we ask all guests before we wrap it up. One, Any recent discoveries that you've been implementing to your day-to-day life, or maybe the last new thing you've implemented to your day-to-day life?
I mean, in terms of running, I get at 4:30 each day to
Whoa.
have a coffee and run. And when I run, I you will be amazed to see how many um, technical issues I resolve in my head while I do running, just by playing some background music, some light music. That's something I found quite useful. So running is more than just physical exercise, but because when you run, your head you're not thinking that much, so you tend to okay, what technical issue I have for the past week? How do I solve this?
Mm.
And you don't have a lot of things to distract you if you are just running on a course. And then it turned out an hour and a half I put in running helps me quite a bit. So not just technical issues, sometimes they are personal issues as well. I need to talk about these things with another person. How should I phrase it? How should I structure it? Yeah, sometimes I got answer in my head. So that's how I use my time doing the running. So that's one thing. Yeah, getting out early and get that done.
Do you stop to write down your thought before it disappears, or does it usually sit there for the remainder hour?
Yeah, I sit there for a while because I iterate again and again. So if I solve it, then what about the other situation? Yeah, sometimes it takes a while, and yeah, so it's not a spark, and then I have to stop and sit down because I need to mentally solve the issue.
Mm.
Yeah, so you stay there for a while, and then I come back home and I'll put that down somewhere.
Do you write it on like a notepad or your phone notes, or how do
Yeah,
you?
phone notes on the computer.
Ah. And then how long have you been doing the 4:30 a.m. wake up? How many hours of like what time would you sleep the night before? Yeah.
So I sleep between 10 and 11. So maybe 5.5 to 6 hour, 6.5 hours of sleep.
Wow.
So prior to this year, I have my second kid was in high school. So my morning schedule is 4:30, wake up, coffee, and try to get out of the house by 5, 5:15, and finish around 6:30 or between 6:30 and 7. So I can come back and get the morning routine prepared, breakfast and pack the lunch. So and then send my kid to school afterwards. So the reason for 4:30 because I need to get out the door at 7:30, 7:40 to go to school. So I sort of walk backwards. Yeah.
Mm. As a bargain hunter, like when I have kids in the future, I always ask myself, I don't know what the answer would be, but would I want to send my kids to a private school, a Catholic school, a public school? Maybe put them into a lot of tutoring and get them into a selective school. What's been your thought process on that, Scott?
Again, that's my own personal experience. I think also it depends on state as well. I mean, in New South Wales. So both my kids have gone to private school, Anglican school here in Waverley. One thing is that I mean, private school are getting very expensive these days. We are a bit fortunate, so both my kids got a partial scholarship. So it's still expensive, but it's not unaffordable. At the same time, I think the private school are a lot more resourceful. So I mean, in terms of not just the teachers, but also the facility, etc. But I also have lots of friends in public school and also in selective school as well. Yeah. So and I think at the end it really depends on the kids, right? So sometimes you have to spend tutoring for them to get to private school. But even if you want to get a scholarship for private school, sometimes you also need to get tutoring. For us, I think just fortunate they manage. We don't know why, but they manage and they are now in uni now. But for us, I think the decision was that yeah, it's Anglican school. and we also know people working there, and we also know quite a few graduates from there. So that's what makes the decision. So we know uh, the school, we know someone who's on the board, and we know some of the teachers and some of the graduates. So we get to know the facilities and how much they care for the kids. We go to an Anglican church, so that happens to be Anglican school. But itself is not really, because I mean, even if you're Anglican private school, maybe only 1/3 of the kids go to church. So it's not really a big reason why.
Hmm.
Mm.
Do you guys go to family church every Sunday together, or do the kids do their own thing, or do you?
Kids
It's
go
not.
to their own church, so they go to a family church, and we don't go. Me and my wife go to student church. So as I mentioned before, we are helping out with international students. So we help out with the international student at church on the UNSW campus.
Hmm.
So the church is for the international student. A lot of them coming from East Asia, Southeast Asia. Yeah. So we help them with reading the Bible, help them with getting their life settled here, where to find bargains. Yeah.
That's awesome. Um, Last question, Scott. Um, this is the last question I ask everyone. Any personal goals for the next 6 months that isn't work related?
Okay. Isn't work related. So nothing about OzBargain. So yeah, I'm turning 50 this year. If I say I want to retire, it's still work related. But at the same time, I want to be able to run an ultra, say a 50K or 50
Whoa!
mile. Yeah. But at the same time, being old but not that old, I also have older parents want to take care of. So my goal for next 6 months was just to help my parents who now they live in Queensland, to spending more time with them. So that means probably more travel between Sydney and Queensland to help them to whether to help them to figure things out to in their retirement, or bring them over to Sydney so they can spend more time with us.
Are there any things you have notifications or trackers for, whether it's like flights to Queensland or hard drives? Are there any things that you have notifications on
Yeah, as
for?
an OzBargain, you can do a search. Say you want to say flight, you can. There are so many ways.
How about you personally, Scott? What do you have notifications for?
Or I have a few, but normally it's products. For example, last year I bought a Switch 2 because I did a notification on Nintendo Switch 2, and then a new deal got posted. I got a notification a few minutes later.
Hmm.
But mostly just products. So,
Ah.
but for flights, and normally I just so whenever there's a sale, so I be tracking. I get a deals from, say, I can send notification on Jetstar. So whenever the Jetstar posts a deal, and then I get a notification for that.
Hmm. I see. And are you pretty quick where you will buy the Switch straight away, or yeah, how quick are you?
Yeah, I've already done. I mean, Switch is easy because they've already done the research. So I say, oh, good price, then I will just buy. But if for other things, for more general things, for example, running shoes, you can set a um, notification for running shoes. But then whatever turns out, you go, is this a good shoe? Do I need to find reviews for it? And yeah, so if a specific product I already done research about, then I'll just get it straight away if the price is good. Otherwise, I have to do the research, looking through the comments on OzBargain, or Google the research, or nowadays a lot of people just using AI to do research for them.
And Scott, do you stack? Do you use any cashback services or any credit card points or any vouchers, or not really?
Yeah, I mean cashback. Yeah, so you shop back and the top cashback, whichever offer the best rate right now, I will use that. And I still credit card. Yeah. If, my main credit card is the old Citibank, which is now owned by NAB, the free premium card I got more than 10 years ago.
I see. That's so awesome. Thank you so much for your time today, Sky. I really love just chatting with you, and yeah, we definitely like, you've been doing this for 20 years, so no wonder we can chat for so long, because you've done so many things and you have so much experience and wisdom. I love how mission focused you are. I love how down to earth you are. And yeah, I learned a lot just, talking to you, and early congratulations on your upcoming 50th birthday. But thank you so much for your time today, Scott.
No worries. Great to talk to you.
Scott, for our viewers, if they want to get more of you, I guess the best place would just to be go to OzBargain.
Yeah, but you'll be dealing with other people as well. So during the forum discussion there, a lot of people will be replying to you. And you can email me at scotty@osbargain.com.au. Scott Y, Scott, yeah, scotty@osbargain.com.au. Then you can email straight to me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Scott. I really appreciate your time today, guys. If you made it this far into the podcast, hope you guys had a bunch of value from this episode. And thank you so much for your time. I'll see you guys next week on another episode. Peace.